These people here in the United States are allowing a white male named Austin John Meador, a convicted felon, to rape my little boy and force my child, Melborn Halo Meador, to give him oral sex and to take him places and sexually abuse my child with other people. It stemmed from a situation that happened here in Conroe, Texas, where Austin John Meador was attacking me in my home with my child that was 22 months old. He is the biological father. He had just been released from prison, attacking me in my home at 1308 Houston Street here in Conroe, Texas. The police department gave Cynthia Olvera and Austin John Meador my child, and they started raping him as retaliation for me protecting Austin John Meador. I shot him in the leg in Baytown Seafood Restaurant here in Conroe, Texas. He is a white Caucasian male. So these Ku Klux Klan members took my child through Tracy Gilbert's courtroom, a white male judge, while I was incarcerated. I was not convicted. They were trying to murder me inside of the Montgomery County Jail and are continuing to pull operations to stage to have me outside on the streets without identification. The judge's name was Patty Maginus that had 911 calls and witness statements. He was attacking me with my 22-month-old child in my arms. Melborn Halo Meador, a little boy, a mixed race little boy. I am African and Indian. The entire country found out that Austin Meador was shot in the leg for attacking me. He ran me into the restaurant, attacking me with my child after I asked the male in the restaurant to dial 911. They took my child and said they were raping him with the police department. Then sued me through Tracy Gilbert's courtroom, saying that Cynthia Olvera and Austin John Meador could have custody of my 22-month-old child, saying that they were raping him as retaliation with Joseph Olvera at 29814 Amarillo Street in Magnolia, Texas, and at First Criminal Drive, 1 Criminal Drive here in Magnolia, Texas, saying they were bringing him to the police department and allowing racist inmates and police to rape my child inside of the jail, saying that they were racist and that this is white people's country. The entire country has been setting me up outside. I contacted Child Protective Services. I was released on all of the charges. I contacted the Montgomery County Child Protective Services and Harris County Child Protective Services, and they tried to set me up to be murdered from a location in Beechnut in Houston. They have the women's shelters and shelters setting me up outside as if I cannot have anywhere to lay my head. They have family and friends also setting me up outside, saying that they're allowing them to have custody of my son because I do not have money. I'm currently unemployed. They have stolen my identification and documents and have not returned any of my phone calls as far as putting in the job applications that I've put in. They have my very close friends setting me up for them, and my son has been being raped by them for the past 3 years. They said that they were making Austin a grand worshipful master in the Illuminati, basically the Ku Klux Klan, for allowing these racist people and him to rape my child, and have the police department covering it up, saying that his mother has a restraining order against me for getting on YouTube on all of my channels. Andrea Antoinette Jones channel, Andrea Jones, Queen Andrea Antoinette Jones, Queen of Halo, the Silk Ministry, Leaving Egypt, God Defeat Freemasons, and telling that she said she was raping my child. And so she went through Judge Tracy's courthouse. He's a family court judge that knew that Austin was abusing me and gave my child away to retaliate and rape him inside of their home in different locations and cover it up by saying that they have custody of my child. I filed a police report with the Conroe police reporting them, and they have the Conroe police covering for them, saying that she has a restraining order at her home for telling that she raped them with white people. And they are saying that I don't have access to my child at her home, trying to set me up to be murdered by Montgomery County Police for going to her house and getting my son out of an environment where he's being raped. They are trying to shoot me and jump on me pregnant with another child that they've been trying to kill. But my main concern is my child. This man, his name is Wills Allen. It's his office. They hung up in my face when I called Washington, D.C. I already know that I'm being set up to be murdered by the current Vice President Kamala Harris. I've been putting out information about how would you allow these people to rape my child because I'm black. and I protected myself from a white male. When I called him, he said, "Oh, it's not my jurisdiction. I can't even take the report." I said, "Well, how are you going to allow all of the United States citizens to just turn a blind eye to a child being raped here in Texas because I'm black?" And I said, "They have child protective services covering it up here in Houston and covering it up in Harris County. They're racist." I said, "So somebody needs to get out here to do something about this situation and get my child from these people." And it sounded like it was a black man, and he hung up in my face, and I'm being set up by the Black Freemason Brotherhood that said they would be raping my child with these people. They have the YouTube staff and a CEO, Susan, removing evidence of the Harrison law firm here in Conroe, Texas, representing Cynthia Olvera and Austin John Meador, to sue me for my baby while they were trying to murder me in the back of the Montgomery County Jail here in Conroe, Texas, for protecting myself and my baby while I was pregnant. So now they're erasing months and months of evidence off of my channel, and then leaving me sleeping outside in the rain and people eating food around me with another baby in me. But my main concern is the fact that they said they were giving him AIDS and herpes, and this man up here just sat over here and hung up this phone in my face, setting me up to be murdered. Because if you're not going to go and get my child, then I'm going to have to go and get my child. And you know that they're saying that she has a restraining order against me for what? Her son was attacking me. So where do you get a restraining order? He was attacking me in my home. I never attacked you in your home. I was not at your house. I was at my home, where he ran me out of my home, attacking me with witnesses and 911 calls from civilians and employees where the shooting happened. So you can't say that your son, who is a convicted felon with drug charges, theft charges, rape charges, assault, family violence charges, convicted for assault, had just been released from prison. Everybody was calling 911 on him. It didn't happen in your house. There was damages to my apartment, holes in the wall, holes kicked in the wall. And then he was abusing my son in front of a witness that was an employee that did not know me. And so how are you going to say you have a restraining order at your house where Austin was also attacking her in her home? So she does not have a valid restraining order. She's trying to set me up to be murdered because I need to get my child from them because they're raping him. And he just sat over here and hung up in my face. So this is how the United States government is trying to set me up to be murdered and rape my child, because they're mad because I shot a white man in the leg in self-defense of me and my child. So they set it up to rape him and try to make me retaliate against them by coming to get him by myself, and let my family and friends and all of the United States citizens set me up to be murdered at her house for coming to get my baby, to try to shoot me up and jump on me because I shot him in the leg in self-defense. So you took my baby and said you raped my baby, and oh, ain't nothing you gonna do about it. Come get him back in blood. That's what they have all these celebrity rappers and men talking about. I gotta come get my baby in blood. Talking about they worshiping these white people like that to set me up to be murdered at this woman's home where they raping my child. But I'm going to have the last laugh. I'm going to be the one to get the victory. Because when it's that many people that's covering up raping a child, I'm going to continue to contact Child Protective Services, even if I got to contact them in other countries. And I'm going to continue to report your office.